There's so many firsts, lasts, and in-betweens. We're certainly not the last class to get a smile and a kiss from Bruiser walking across campus. We are never going to be the last class to begin our college careers by serving our local community and pursuing our passions. Above all else, come hell or high water, we will never be the last class to come to Adrian College and find a motivated and supportive community of students, faculty, and staff, and leave with the skills and tools needed to be inspiring industry leaders and professionals with high hopes and dreams for our bright futures ahead. The people and the experiences that we are most grateful for are the ones that will continue us on this upward path for the rest of our lives. In the spirit of gratitude, thank you to my fellow classmates for being a part of this community with me. Whether we spent most of these moments together or barely crossed paths, you contributed your gifts and talents to continue the legacy of this incredible community. Thank you for prioritizing the preservation of the Adrian College experience and for continually seeking to develop the institution's ability to develop both the knowledge in our heads and the care in our hearts.
Thank you to the roommates, friends, teammates, and peers who, although we have only known each other for 4 years, it seems impossible to think about being surrounded by anyone else in the coming weeks. We celebrated each other's accomplishments, became each other's biggest cheerleaders, and never let each other struggle alone. College has been called the most formative years of our lives, but I can say for certain that these last 4 years have included both the most amazing and most difficult moments of my life. One constant, however, is the support of my friends through it all. It is impossible to thank everyone who makes up our AC family. Together, you have each played an integral role in helping us achieve this momentous milestone.
And you be proud to be a graduate of Adrian College. It's a good day to be a Bulldog. Thank you, and congratulations to the class of 2023.
Today's students on the threshold of a magical time in your life, a time of significant growth and introspection, self-awareness, challenge, and opportunity. A time when you will always look back at and say, you know what? Those were incredibly special years. Never experienced before I arrived and never replicated after you leave college.
The sun is shining, and it is a beautiful day here at the Nicolay Field in Adrian, Michigan. We have the first of 3 games this weekend between the Bulldogs and Kalamazoo College right here from the College of Adrian campus. Hello, everyone. My name is Alex Herman. Happy to have you all join us here today. With me, as always, is my partner, Tyler Ackerman. These games really important for the MIAA standings. These are the 2 top teams, Adrian being the #1 spot, and Kalamazoo right under them. 6-1 record for the Bulldogs and 6-2 for Kalamazoo. What should we look forward to here today?
I mean, Adrian has the better record in conference play, but Kalamazoo has a better record overall. They sit at 17-6. And also one thing to look at with the Kalamazoo hitter coming up here is that they average 10 runs per game. So this game will probably be high scoring.
All right, first pitch, we're underway from the Nicolay Field. First pitch is in there for strike #1. Jacob Charles on the mound, #4. He's also designated hitting today. Second one is down low. We'll go to 1-1. In the box for the Hornets will be the shortstop, #3, Cooper Mills. Third pitch in, called down for a ball. Now we sit at 2-1. Quick start here from the Nick. Bulldogs wearing their yellow uniforms, the Hornets in their black, and this one is crunched out to center field. Making the catch is Jack Boyk for the first out of the top of the first inning. That ball was hit well, and easy catch made by the center fielder.
The wind is coming a little bit from the left to the right, so we might see the ball, if it gets popped up a little bit, move to the right, but overall, it's just a good play by Boyk to be able to get under that ball and make an easy catch.
This ball foul tipped. That first pitch into the back netting will sit at 0-1. This will bring up the second baseman, and David Stechow.
David Stechow leads the team in hits with 38 on the season. So if Kalamazoo wants something going for them, this is their guy that'll get the hits.
Bulldogs coming into this game, past couple of games they've won by extremely large margins. You take a look at the last 5. They beat Trine April the 3rd, 11-1, and then they completely swept the University of Olivet 10-0, 9-1, 15-1, and last week they played against Trine again, where they won 14-3, as that pitch is in for strike 3. And Charles will get his first punch out of this game. Harrison Posat now up to bat, 2 outs. Nothing going yet for the Hornets. Trying to find a hit here in the top of the first inning. First pitch is in. A little bit too low at the knee region. That'll be ball #1.
Posat has got 5 home runs on the year so far. The team overall, only 12. So we're talking about getting a hit. This guy can hit the ball far, Herms.
That's almost half of their home runs sitting at 5. That's pretty impressive.
Yeah, no kidding.
Hornets looking to find one here. This pitch is foul tipped all the way back into the netting. 2-1 the count, 2 outs here in the top of the first inning. Jacob Charles doing his job so far here on the mound. This is in, outside, sitting at 3-1. As Posat will sit down on that pitch. Very patient at this AB. This one in there for strike #2. Posat was ready to make his trot to first, but now the count is full. Big opportunity to close out the side for Jacob Charles. Here's the pitch. Inside, and ball #4.
I mean, those 2 pitches right there looked almost similar. The first one maybe just catching that corner, the bottom left corner, but that last one, unfortunately, just a little bit too inside, and we got a runner at first here.
So it's Posat who will get to first, and now this brings up the third baseman, Ryer Reinhardt, as that first pitch in for a called strike. 2 outs, 0-1 the count. Man on first. Charles trying to get out of the side. Nice pitch. Curved right in there for strike #2.
He usually likes that curveball going on the outside, but this time he keeps it in, gets an easy strike.
That had some good movement on it, too. Charles looking for strike 3. Foul tipped way back.
He went back to that same pitch that he just threw the pitch before for that strike. That time Reinhardt read it well, but unfortunately went foul for him.
Reinhardt stays in it with a foul tip as he sits 0-2, man on first, 2 outs. Patience again from Reinhardt. We'll hold off on that one.
Trying to get out of the 0-2 hole. Trying to get a nice little 2-out rally going for the Hornets.
This is hit to shallow left center as it gets down for a base hit. Now rounding second. Will the throw be in time? No, as the runner will advance from first to third. And that's a double for the Hornets as they will take a moment there. Man, that was a well-hit ball.
Yeah, I found right in between the gap of Adrian's outfielders. Luckily, he was able to be cut off and thrown to second, but unfortunately just not the right placement for it. And it's a nice double.
That pitch in from Charles, called strike. Man on second and third now. You have Reinhardt at center, the recent double that advanced Posat all the way to third, so he's now in scoring position. 1-1, 2 outs, top of the first. This one in the dirt. We'll go to 2-1.
Shows how quickly baseball can get away from you. You get 2 easy outs to start, and then all of a sudden you got a guy at second and third.
Was just about to say the same exact thing. This is in for ball number 3. Thought maybe it was going to have a chance. So 3-1. If ball 4 is called here, you'll get bases loaded. Charles the pitch, foul tipped way back.
It's clutch to get that full count here now. Trying to get out of a little bit of a jam.
Full count. The pitch from Charles, roped down to center. This is going to get down for an RBI. They'll hold on at first and third. The Hornets will take the lead 1-0 in the top of the first. They're on the board with an RBI single from Tanner Hawkins.
Hawkins leads the team in batting percentage at .47, so it makes sense why he was able to get that RBI. A good throw from Boyk to make sure that that runner from second also doesn't score.
Yeah, Boyke fielded it down, but he wasn't there in time to make the throw to any of the bases. But now this is a sticky situation for the Bulldogs. Still a runner in scoring position, need to get out of this side with 2 outs. We talked about it a couple of moments ago. You started so well. Now you're finding yourself a little bit of a rough spot.
Yeah, it was just that 5-pitch walk that started to turn the tables for Kalamazoo.
And Charles has already thrown 25 pitches in the top of this first inning. As that throw a little bit outside will sit at 1-2.
Yeah, that's another aspect of having a 2-out rally come into your face. You might have gotten out of there with a max 15 pitches, but now you're sitting at 25.
This is in there down the right field line, back and fouled out. That one was looking like it had the distance if it stayed in fair territory.
That's that wind coming to play again. It's coming from the left, and that ball just unfortunately goes right into foul territory. I wonder if the wind didn't have much of a play there. That could have been a home run.
Sure was looking like it. We'll stay at 1-2. The pitch to Newland. Sent all the way down. This throw to first is in time, and the Bulldogs get out of it. They'll only let in 1 run to score. So Kalamazoo winning the top of the first there. RBI single is the lone tally as the Hornets will now take to the field. Don't go anywhere, folks. Alex Herman and Tyler Ackerman right here on ACTV. We'll be right back. You're watching Bulldog Baseball. Welcome back to the Nicolay Field. Bottom of the first inning between Kalamazoo College and Adrian College. Right here in sunny Michigan, Alex Herman and Tyler Ackerman right here to call the action with you today for both of these games in the first of three. Originally this weekend was just supposed to be a doubleheader, but some scheduling issues earlier on, I believe it was last month, had a game rescheduled now for tomorrow. So these two teams will play 3 times this weekend in just 2 days. It's a lot of baseball to play, and two of the top teams in the MIAA. 1-0 the score for those of you just tuning in now. Kalamazoo leading the Bulldogs 1-0. As we step into the box, Joe Cassell, the right fielder, number 10, first to bat for Adrian College.
Joe Cassell was named MIA Baseball Position Player of the Week last week, after he went 8 for 15 with 6 RBIs and 2 stolen bases. He's got the best on-base percentage terms on the team at .483. So as a leadoff hitter, love to get him on base to start, and that's what he usually does for the Bulldogs.
First pitch was called a strike. That one got Cassell looking. Pitching for the Hornets today is Jacob Davis. As this is sent all the way out, will hug the right field line and just barely foul. Well hit, going opposite field, the right-handed hitter in Joe Cassell.
It seemed like a fastball that went straight down the middle. A little bit behind, as you mentioned, of it going oppo, but
this is crunched down the third base line. Will he get there in time? Yes, he does. Shortstop in Cooper Mills couldn't make the play. And a slow throw to first will get the first hit of the day. Joe Cassell on base.
And Cooper Mills tried to do that Derek Jeter style, as he had that in a weird position, trying to go cross body. Obviously, those are not going to be really fast coming out of your hand. And Cassell able to beat out the throw.
This will bring up the pitcher and designated hitter for today, and Jacob Charles. Bats .321 to this point in the season. Charles also with 19 RBIs, second most on the team, right behind A.J. Miranda. So the hot bat in Charles. We'll see what he can do here. Looking for a bunt, gets it down the first base line, and a sacrifice play to advance the runner in Cassell to second.
I mean, that's just perfect baseball, yeah, right there. You get your leadoff hitter on base, sac bunt from the second hitter, and then now you have a runner in scoring position with 2 outs to play here.
All right, and here comes the big man, and number 5, Nick Bruder, the shortstop. 1 out man on second is Cassell. First pitch is in, called strike.
Davis averaging a whip percentage of just .98, which means usually each inning he'll have it under one person either getting on base or walking to the base too. So Cassell already being on base is good enough to start off for this inning, and a scoring position, that would be great if the Bulldogs can get it through to tie up this game.
Bruder starting off this bat 0-2. took the first one. Second one was fouled off. Here's the third pitch is in. Will it get down? It'll touch in shallow center. That's a single. Now with a man going to second and a bad play there at the mound, it will turn into a double. The throw to Davis at the mound caught him by surprise. Runners in scoring position. This is a good response. Excuse me, that was Robert Newland who was all the way up at the mound.
Bolton thought that Cassell was rounding third, but Cassell waited to make sure that ball went down. So Bolton throwing to home for no reason, really.
Some good base running. This will go to short. The play going home will score, and an RBI single as A.J. Miranda put it right to the shortstop. But the game now tied up 1-1 in the bottom of the first.
That was a good play. Just to get something on the field, Cassell scoring. Fortunately, he's going to be 0-1, but the RBI still counts for him. And also, Herms, 2 outs, but you still got a guy in scoring position at second.
This first pitch outside towards the right. David Kedrow, the catcher, will step up to bat here. 2 outs, man on second. Kedrow with the 1-0, rips it down to the third base, and it's caught by Ryer Reinhardt, who was ready to go. And he makes a nice play to retire the side. 1 run scoring for the Bulldogs on a sacrifice RBI out to short. We'll tie things up after the first inning. Alex Herman and Tyler Ackerman right here from the Nicolay Field in Adrian, Michigan. Don't go anywhere. You're watching Bulldog Baseball on ACTV.
Bulldog fans, connect with Adrian College TV on social media to be updated when we're broadcasting live, to see highlights, plays of the week, and much more. Adrian College Television is on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. ACTV's handle is at Adrian College TV on every form of social media. Thank you for tuning in and subscribing to the home of the Bulldogs, Adrian College TV.
Welcome back to the Nicolay Field. Alex Herman and Tyler Ackerman right here on Adrian College TV. It's a beautiful Saturday afternoon from sunny Adrian, Michigan. We have the Bulldogs and the Hornets of Kalamazoo College, the top 2 teams in the MIAA conference, squaring off for the first of 3 games this weekend. For those of you just tuning in, score 1-1. Bulldogs were able to score 1 runner in on an RBI sacrifice out to first base, and we sit at an even score.
Yeah, I would love to see how Kalamazoo responds. I mean, they had a 1-0 lead to start, and then all of a sudden to tie 1-1 game. So it's going to be interesting as this game progresses, you know, the high-power offense in Kalamazoo, and see if they can continue what they've done in the first inning so far.
Jacob Charles will hold the mound here. Has already thrown 30 pitches to this point in the top of the second, so he's had his work cut out for him. Started that top of the first inning pretty solid, getting 2 quick outs, and then had a little bit of a struggle, but was able to recover as this pitch is in, hit the batter, but they're going to say that he didn't lean into it, so he'll stay in the box.
Yeah, that was a weird pitch. I don't know what exactly happened. I think it might have went off his hands or his bat. That's why they called it a strike, Herms. I'm not really sure, but all that matters is the count is 1-2.
Robert Newland, the first baseman for the Hornets. Seen a lot of right-handed hitters for Kalamazoo. Have you noticed that at all? I feel like the first 4 batters for them were all righties, no lefties mixed in. So interested to see if they work that in towards the bottom of the order.
I mean, Charles is a righty himself. It's just righty on righty action, which doesn't really favor any side, but Charles loves to have that breaking ball go just outside, making the right-handed batters kind of swing and miss as it's a little bit too far of a reach for them. Let's see if he can continue with his full count.
Full count for Charles. And Newland pitches in, sent to third. The throw from the left side is in time. A speeding Newland almost beating out the throw. That one got very, very close, but the play made to first, and that will get the first out.
Yeah, Davis was a little bit too chillaxed with that as he picked it up, got out of his glove, but was able to fire it over to first and tire the out.
Lockhart going for a bunt. Again to third, throw made, and another play to first. Two throws from Ryan Davis, who read that one to a T. First pitch was bunted, and he got there in time to make the throw. Now 2 out, so similar position to the first inning. We'll see if Jacob Charles can close this one out a little bit quicker than he did in the first.
You wanted a lefty hitter? Here it is, Herms.
Finally get one. I think this is their first lefty in the whole lineup so far.
I was watching him in the batting practice, and he was pulling everything. So we'll see what happens if he hits the ball here.
This is the designated hitter, and Alex Fenkel, as this one slashed down the left field line, will stay foul.
The lucky kid gets a ball sitting on top of the hill. He's going to go pick that one up. Hopefully not in the street, or his mom was going to be a little bit mad. But
1-1, now 1-2 for a called strike. Jacob Charles trying to finish this side out quickly. Here's the 1-2 pitch to Fenkel. Foul tipped. He'll stay in it. Very open stance for Fenkel. His whole right shoulder really pointed way out to right field, so trying to use all of his momentum through his rotation.
might be why he's pulling the ball.
This is sent and fouled.
I think that one went off of his leg, Herms. I think it deflected right off of either that toe or somewhere close to it, as for a second we thought that was in play, but no one moved, so.
Maybe it bounced in the box and they called it down. It's possible, but we'll stay at 1-2 for Fenkel, the designated hitter for the Hornets. 1-2 pitch. Down low in the dirt, 2-2.
He was thinking about going for that one, Herms, but just checked up in time, and the count's now 2-2.
2-2 pitch to Fenkel. Foul tipped once again. That time I definitely think it hit him.
Yeah, I think it hit the ground and then went off some part of his body, but exactly how you said it, this at bat going a little bit farther than what Charles would want, but just trying to get out in a 1-2-3 inning is going to be extremely good for him.
That pitch in just about at knee level will sit at full count for Fenkel. He's been waiting out Charles, who's been trying to get him to go. Here's the 3-2 pitch. Fouled back. He'll keep the AB going.
Talked about it. A lot of pitches threw in the first inning, and now this being an extension of it too. Hopefully he doesn't get tired enough for the batters to get something going.
This is outside, and Charles can't get it done as he walks Fenkel to first base, who just outweighted him. It looked like he was getting ready to swing, but good patience from the designated hitter.
Yeah, that was a very long at bat. And now from the designated hitter, you go back to the top of the order and face, and Charles seemed a little bit tired.
This pitch in for a called strike. Cooper Mills at his second AB, already 0 for 1 today.
Yeah, that fly out to center off the start for the leadoff.
The shortstop from Commerce Township, Michigan. Pickoff throw to first. Does not get there. 2 outs, 0-1 count here for Jacob Charles.
I like that pickoff attempt. You want to make sure that the runner is not going to advance into a scoring position off of a stolen base.
That pitch right down the slot for strike number 2. And another opportunity for Charles to finish things out in the top of the second.
Charles likes that pitch starting towards the batter and then comes right back into the strike zone.
0-2 pitch with a man stealing. Throw to second. Does not get there. He's safe. And a stolen base for Fenkel.
And then now all of a sudden you had 2 outs to start again, just like the first inning, and now you have a runner in scoring position.
1-2 the count. Cooper Mills already 0 for 1 today. And Fenkel giving Charles a really hard time here. This is sent all the way out. This gets down in shallow right. It's Fenkel who will round to third and make it all the way home. That's an RBI single for Cooper Mills. And the Hornets regain the 1-run lead, as we'll get a replay here. That one hit well, blooped all the way to right field, got down just in time.
Cassell was hit more into like a little bit of the gap. Cassell able to cut it off and make sure that that runner only stays at first for a single.
So just like the first, Charles with a chance to close things out, and the Hornets batter staying on top of his pitches.
I think it all starts from that walk. It was a long at bat, and it tires the pitcher, especially in an inning like this. And all of a sudden, with that stolen base, get a runner in position, and just a single in the gap gets it.
0-2 count with a man on first. You have to wonder, Charles over the 50 pitch count at this point, how that will factor into the game for the rest of the day. He's certainly thrown a lot. It's only 2 innings. Here's a steal all the way to second. The throw is not in time, and another stolen base for the Hornets on back-to-back ABs.
It's not good, and you again put that runner in scoring position. 2 outs, 2 strikes. You're just looking for a strikeout.
This is foul tip back. Deja vu for Jacob Charles. 1-2 with 2 outs and a man on second.
I mean, I think the start of this inning you had 2 quick ground outs.
This is inside, and Charles throws it right into Stetchow, who's hit by the pitch. You'll get a man on first and second.
It was kind of like that errant throw that he threw for ball 4 earlier in the at-bat, but this time he's not faced a lefty. Instead, it was a righty, and that one just squares him up right in the thigh.
You know, we anticipated a really tightly contested game here today, and I didn't quite realize that this is what we were going to get. This has been fantastic baseball on both sides so far. Good first inning from both sides of the dugout. And now an even better second. Sticky situation here for the Bulldogs. Looking to just get out of the top of the second. Here's the pitch from Charles inside. Posat with a little bit of a back step, as now we sit at 2-0.
Posat leads the team in RBIs with 41.
This is crunched to first, and finally the Bulldogs able to make the play and retire the side. Not how they were looking to draw it up, but able to recover before more blood could be shed. So we'll sit at a 2-1 score as we head into the bottom of the second inning. Alex Herman and Tyler Ackerman right here on ACTV. Don't go anywhere. You're watching Bulldog Baseball.
Adrian College is a pinpoint like no other. With our 77 undergraduate degrees, 47 majors, and 21 broad fields of study, Adrian has a one-of-a-kind, hands-on learning experience for everyone. Do you want to visit the campus of Adrian College in person? Visit adrian.edu/campus-visit. Again, that's adrian.edu/campus-visit. Come take in the beautiful facilities at Adrian College for yourself.
Welcome back to Nicolay Field. The Bulldogs and the Hornets of Kalamazoo College facing off in the first of 3 games this weekend. 2-1 score for the visitors as they were able to get in another RBI with 2 outs. Same play in both the first and second inning. Man on second, able to get the job done. We're just talking about it during the break here. Jacob Charles, through 2 innings already, has thrown 59 pitches. That's a lot of baseballs being thrown all the way from the mound.
Yeah, the Bulldogs might have to go into their bullpen a little bit early here just to save Charles' arm, as well as if he gets tired. You got this high-power offense in Kalamazoo. If you're tired, you can throw maybe a pitch that you don't want, leave like a hanging curveball up, and that ball will be destroyed.
You look at the other side, and Jacob Davis for the Hornets, 13 and now 14 pitches as this ball is sent to short. Play to first is there, and that will get the first out.
The Bulldogs have done so far, they've had 1 run, but most of the time they're getting the hits or getting their outs at the start of the at-bat for them. They haven't really had any long at-bats. That's why Davis hasn't thrown that many pitches.
This will bring up the right-handed hitter, Easton Rogers, playing left field today. First pitch is in for a called strike, 0-1. Nobody on, 1 out.
You want to talk about some flow? That's the kid that's got it right there. He's hanging out of that helmet. Luxury.
Us hockey players knowing it as lettuce, and he certainly got it.
For sure.
We'll see if it'll help him out here. Easton Rogers to start the AB, 1-1. Here's the third pitch, in for a called ball. And I think really the Bulldogs just need to calm everybody down just a little bit. That was a hard second inning, but they're still in this one, down by a run.
I mean, if the trends keep on going, this game will be tied, as 1 run has been scored in every single part of the inning so far.
The 3-1 pitch to Rogers. Throw from Davis. Inside for ball number 4. And Rogers will make his way to first. And this will bring up the second baseman and Philip Villardo.
Villardo not really playing that much, only has had 8 at-bats so far in the season. But he gets his opportunity to do something here with a man on first.
This is popped up towards the dugout area. We'll see if the catch can be made, and no, it was not. Hits off the top ceiling, protecting the fans right here at Nicolay Field, and a pretty solid showing today for both of these sides. Bleachers a little bit less filled, but everybody on the outsides and in the grass. A lot of people showing up for this one today, and why not? 2 great teams facing off here at the Nicolay Field.
And it's a beautiful day as well. Got blue sunny skies here at Adrian. Luckily they didn't play yesterday as it was all cloudy.
Cloudy and rain. Not a good recipe for some baseball. This is the 0-2 pitch to Villardo. Thrown from Davis inside. Almost scraped off of that left shoulder. But Villardo holds on for 1-2.
Get some action here. 1-2 count.
This is straight down the middle for strike number 3. And Davis got Villardo looking, no doubt about it.
Believe it or not, that's the first K of the afternoon for Davis. We were talking earlier, Adrian seems to get going in the at-bats early. And then finally, Davis gets his first strikeout.
Davis throwing this one in for strike number 1 with a quick fastball to start the AB. We'll bring up Jack Boyke, the center fielder. Outside for ball 1. We'll sit at 1-1.
Adrian looking to get something going in a 2-out rally. Man at first hasn't really had any attempts to steal yet, but just get something into the field of play.
Boyke with 37 at-bats to this point, 14 hits, 9 RBIs, and batting a .378. This is sent down the first base line. It's fielded by Newland, and that will close out the side. Another quick play by the infielders.
That was really a great play by Newland. That ball coming fast right on the first baseline, just able to get his glove on it quickly. Seemed to be able to take his time as well as he was sitting right next to the first base bag.
Finally, a scoreless inning here from the Nicolay Field this afternoon. Kalamazoo College and Adrian College. Alex Herman and Tyler Ackerman don't go anywhere. We'll be right back with the top of the third inning. You're watching Bulldog Baseball. Welcome back to the Nicolay Field this Saturday afternoon game between Kalamazoo College and Adrian College. Alex Herman and Tyler Ackerman. Happy to have you back right here on ACTV. Top of the third inning will start things off. Charles will remain on the mound. First pitch is in for a called strike.
Got to watch out for Ryan Reinhardt here. He's already got a double on the afternoon. So anything to lead off for the Hornets will be big here coming from Reinhardt.
And Reinhardt making some big plays also in the infield. Right at the left side at third base. Couple of good catches and some nice throws. Done his part so far here as he'll sit on that one for 2-1.
Yeah, he had that nice grab on that line out earlier.
Charles with the 2-1 pitch. This is popped up to center. Back towards the wall. It drops down at the warning track as the catch is made by Boyke, who had to go all the way back to the center field wall. He'll make the catch, but that one was hammered all the way out. A little bit better angle off the bat, and that one sure likely would have been out of here.
It seemed like when that was first hit that it wasn't going to go that far. And then all of a sudden Boyke was going toward the warning track and got a little scared up here, Herms, of that one possibly being out.
So the first out of the inning, a fly out from Ryer Reinhardt. Charles will send this pitch in, and we'll get Hawkins looking. 1-1 with one out. Another good pitch as he struck him out.
I mean, that 1-2 punch was absolutely nasty there from Charles. He throws in a little bit of a curveball slash slider coming in and then follows it up with straight heat right down the middle for the K.
And that'll be some good motivation for Charles to stay in this one. He certainly hasn't pitched bad. I'd like to say that the Hornets really are just batting well at this point. And some unlucky breaks for him. Has the score still sitting at 2-1. But Charles has thrown some nice pitches, and he's been slinging the ball quite a lot here.
I mean, that's what you're going to have to expect from this Hornets roster, as they just know how to hit the ball in general. And when you beat teams like by 20 sometimes, and coming into the game, you know that you're going to have some hits from your team.
The 2-1 pitch down low for strike number 2. Thought that one was low, but good luck in favor for the Bulldogs. 2-2 with a chance to close out the side. Sent to the short. Play made all the way to first. It's caught. A 1-2-3 inning as finally Charles can get it done and will walk off the mound with a little bit of extra swagger as we head to the bottom of the third.
That's good. After those first 2 innings with a lot of pitches thrown to get out in 3 at-bats, maybe he'll be able to stay for the next inning, hopefully, or unless the Bulldogs might have to go to their bullpen early.
Dogs carrying some momentum into the bottom of the third, still down by a run at 2-1. This will bring back out Jacob Davis to the mound for the Hornets. And we'll take a quick step aside. We'll be right back with the bottom of the third inning. Bulldogs up to bat. You're watching Bulldog Baseball on ACTV.
Bulldog fans, connect with Adrian College TV on social media to be updated when we're broadcasting live, to see highlights, plays of the week, and much more. Adrian College Television is on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. ACTV's handle is at Adrian College TV on every form of social media. Thank you for tuning in and subscribing to the home of the Bulldogs, Adrian College TV.
Welcome back to the Nicolay Field. Bottom of the third inning between the Hornets and the Bulldogs. Adrian College looking to get back on the scoreboard. Had a scoreless second after they got 1 run in the first.
It's good to see the top of the order back up for the Bulldogs. And as that pitch got Cassell swinging, Cassell able to get the infield hit, being able to run out the Derek Jeter throw in the first.
Cassell will foul this one all the way back. 0-2, and man, that first pitch from Davis had some crazy movement on it.
I think Cassell was thinking fastball off rip, but instead got a breaking.
This is up high for ball number 1 as he'll wait out that one.
And after the foul tip that he just had in the second pitch, he went back, looked back at the bench and started nodding his head.
This is chopped to second. Will the throw be in time? He's safe. Too cute on the play was David Stetchow.
Stetchow realizing that he didn't have time to take it from his glove, so he tried just to flip it out of his glove, but it was more of like a little bit of a rainbow type throw instead of a line drive, which allowed Cassell to get on base again from an infield hit.
So a lucky break for Cassell as he'll get to first. Looking for a bunt here. We'll get down the first base line, and it's called out.
I mean, you want to talk about some deja vu, Herms? This is exactly what the start of the first looked like. Cassell had an infield hit, and then it was just a sac bunt from Charles.
I'm surprised that the Bulldogs bench decided to have Charles bunt again. I would think at that point you would want to try and get another hit. Because when Charles makes contact, he can put it just about anywhere that he wants. But we'll get one out here, and a man on second is Joe Cassell.
It's interesting with the bunts, too. It's been bowled to the right side. Usually, if you're trying to get for a sac bunt.
This is swung on, sent to right. It's caught by Logan Lockhart. Runner will not move at all, and Cassell will stay on second. Apologies for the interruption there.
It's fine. I mean, to finish the thought, usually you want to go on the left side when you're bunting to make that third baseman come from downhill. But the sac bunt works either way, and still got a runner at second with 2 outs.
0-2. Excuse me, 2 outs. Count is 0-0. Read the scoreboard a little too quick there. First pitch is in for a called strike. A.J. Miranda, the first baseman, 0-1 today. Looking to make something happen here in the bottom of the third.
Looking for a home run ball. A.J. Miranda is that guy, as he leads the team in home runs with 4 and also in RBIs with 21.
Miranda now 0-2. Davis trying to close out the side. 0-2 pitch inside, almost makes contact.
A little bit of a late movement there with that ball. Otherwise, that would have hit Miranda, and he would be at first.
This is sent down the left field line. It's foul and hits off the fence.
Just a few feet foul. If that one was in fair territory, game would be tied currently, as Cassell is a very, very fast man, and he would have been able to round third with ease and get in.
A.J. Miranda, 1-2 with 2 outs. Cassell on second. Pitches in, sent through the gap to right field. Cassell will make his way home. And you are right, Ackerman. Cassell, the speedster, gets in from second, and that's an RBI single from A.J. Miranda. Game is tied up at 2-2. No doubt about this one, as Miranda swung on this pitch, got down in a hurry. Cassell was ready to go.
Lockhart, a little bit of a fumble in the right field as well. Made that double just be able to be a stand-up for the RBI.
Here's the first pitch into the catcher in David Kedro. Also 0-for-1 today.
He had a very, very fast line out to third.
This is also sent through the gap, same spot. This will advance the man to second as Kedro gets on base and will move Miranda to second. Bulldogs starting to heat up in the batter's box.
I mean, this is a game of 2-out rallies here, Herms, as both teams have been able to score with 2 outs on the board. Now you got a runner at first and second, 2 outs. Hopefully you can get another run to get this game.
First pitch way outside from Davis. Davis starting to feel like Jacob Charles there in the first and the second. His pitch count starting to climb up just a bit. The second pitch down low, 2-0.
He always is looking towards the second baseman, seeing if they can make a pickoff play at second, but haven't attempted yet.
Now finally, Davis is able to find the plate. 2-1. Man on first and second. Runners in scoring position. Bulldogs looking to add to their total as this is blooped all the way. It gets down. They'll round for third and get to home. 2 RBIs in the bottom of the third, and the Bulldogs take their first lead of the game. It's 3-2.
Just a great play, a little bit of an oppo hit as he sat on that breaking ball, and Steinhardt just not being able to get there in time and having to let it drop.
Ryan Davis with a bloop out to right field. Gets it down and helps the Bulldogs advance their score to 3 runs here in the bottom of the third.
That pitch Davis has thrown many of times now. That one just a little bit too low, but he's got to be a little bit nervous as his 2-out rally is extended, and now you got runners at the corner.
This ball is fouled back. Easton Rogers will fight this one.
That foul ball, with a lot of speed on it, could easily have hit a car in the parking lot here at Adrian.
Got to be careful there. You put your car in the different parking spots. Got to wonder if mine is okay. A little bit closer to this side of the stadium.
If I drove here, I would be parking all the way at the track, Herms. I would not trust any ball coming in.
That's not a bad play there, but I prefer not to walk as far as possible. So it's nicer to be close, but nonetheless, 1-2 count here.
I don't want to make an insurance claim. That's basically all it is. I'll take the walk.
Man on first and third. This one fouled off from Rogers. 1-2 the count. 2 outs here.
Hopefully get something going for the Bulldogs as they lead this game 3-2.
1-2 pitch in there and up high. Rogers will wait that one out.
At this bat so far, that pitch has been thrown 3 times. First one being low, the second one was in for a foul tip, and the third one was just a little bit high.
Rogers gets it down through the gap in center. This will score another run. An RBI single. Men will advance to third. The Bulldogs are barking here at the Nicolay Field. It's 4-2.
I mean, he just sat on that one completely and finds the gap, as you mentioned, Herms. So we get a little bit of a replay here. But it's an easy play to be able to roll, and we get a mound visit, which is what I expected, Herms, after this inning has gone very long for Davis.
Some good batting in response for the Bulldogs. We're facing some adversity. Had 2 runs scored against them in the top and the top of the first and the second, and 3 unanswered here in the bottom of the third, all on RBIs that found gaps in the infield as well as the outfield. And man, Easton Rogers looked super comfortable in the box there as he hit that one.
I mean, that ball was one of the 4 pitches that he saw of that breaking ball, and that time he was able to read it correctly and just sit on it and find the gap. Also to mention here, Herms, is all 3 of those runs coming with 2 outs. So Kalamazoo could have avoided some damage as long as they had to get someone out, but they haven't been able to do that yet.
This first pitch in is inside for ball number 1, and I think what's interesting to note where you're talking about scores running with 2 outs, if I'm not mistaken, I think every single run of the game has been scored with 2 outs on both sides.
I think the first run for Adrian in the first was with only 1 out, but every single thing else, you are exactly right, Herms, is it with 2 outs. So kind of a game trend of pitchers getting a little bit tired within the inning and batters being able to capitalize on that.
You have to wonder if 2 outs is the lucky out number to get runs. Feels like it's almost a right at this point.
Yeah, I mean, almost to play a little bit of a mental game with the pitchers as well, as they're so close of ending the inning and ending their tiredness that they have.
This is floated out in the infield. Ball will finally come down. The catch is made just barely by a dive there. Had some movement on it. And Stechow will make the play to close out the bottom of the third. So the Bulldogs find their first lead of the game here in the third inning. They'll jump up by 2 runs. It's 4-2 as we head into the top of the fourth. Alex Herman and Tyler Ackerman saying don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. You're watching Bulldog Baseball on ACT. welcome back to the Nicolay Field. Bulldogs and the Hornets in a feisty battle here for the first of 2 games today, as Jacob Charles will retake the mound here. Will throw his first pitch, hits his batter, and soaking that one right up is the first baseman, Robert Newland. And that one likely will sting just a little bit, hit him right in the hand.
Yeah, it was like right in the wrist area. And with that ball being a fastball coming in hot, and that's just got to sting. Herms, you might be used to having pucks come at you, but a baseball with no padding, I wouldn't want to mess with that.
Absolutely. They'll give Newland a little bit of time to make sure that he's okay. But that one is not going to feel good. So man on first to start things out here in the 4th.
Especially how it was hit. It was his right arm, too. It's a little bit interesting for a right-handed batter, as you usually are expected to get hit on that left side, but he kind of turned a little bit inside, trying to avoid it, and instead just got hit. And seems like he's okay as that bat continues.
Umpire will give some time to the batter. Logan Lockhart up to take a couple of swings. 0 for 1 today. Here's a steal. The throw to second. Wild throw, but gloving it down just barely was Philip Villardo. Some acrobatics jumping over Newland, who was sliding into second. So hit by a pitch and a stolen base for Robert Newland.
I mean, you want to talk about kind of a game-saving play right there. Newland could have easily found third if that ball got through and Villardo was able to jump over him and be able to snag it.
You know, and the Bulldogs really have to be careful here when they have runners on first, because I think that was either the 3rd or the 4th stolen base for the Hornets, as they've shown some impressive base running.
Yeah, it puts players into scoring positions, and we've seen it a couple of times now where it seems just like a normal, like we had a walk earlier that then turned into a stolen base and then an RBI single just like that. So Hornets are looking to do exactly the same.
Here's the 3-1 count to Lockhart, down low in the dirt. Charles will walk the right fielder in Logan Lockhart, now a man on first and second. But seems like really some mind games coming from Kalamazoo, knowing that Charles had a little bit of a rocky start in the first and the second. He's already thrown close to 80 pitches, sitting at 77 currently, and just taking advantage of everything they can.
Yeah, I wonder how long the Bulldogs are going to keep him on the mound.
Here's a bunt to the mound. The play will be made to third in time for the out. Nice play from Jacob Charles as he got the throw.
Fancoll not getting that bunt down correctly, as when you're trying to do a sack bunt, you want to make sure it doesn't come out too hot, or Charles is going to be able to pick it up and pick off the guy at third. Unfortunately, that's exactly what happened. And now, just like in the situation you had before with runners on first and second, but now you have one out as well.
Not an easy play from Charles to turn on that ball as he fielded it down. Was facing towards the catcher, and David Kedrow had to do a little bit of a 180 to face towards third base.
It was a good play by him to make sure that the runners stay at 1 and 2, because if you throw to third and it's too late, then you have bases loaded with 0 outs.
Missing on the bunt there was Cooper Mills, as we're back to the top of the order. 1 and 2 today, the shortstop.
Yeah, that RBI single in the second.
Here's another bunt that gets down, hits off home plate. We'll go to 1 and 2. Some good luck there for Charles.
You get lucky, too, because now if he tries a bunt again and it goes foul, it's an automatic strikeout. So now maybe the bunt's not necessarily in play for the sack bunt. Instead, you'll be hitting him perfectly.
1-2 pitch from Charles, fouled back.
Be really good to get a strikeout or a ground out into a double play to end the inning.
We'll hold 1-2. Here's the pitch from Charles, down low, 2-2. We're evened up.
He got all on that one. That ball was coming in hot. Unfortunately, just a little bit low.
Two-two pitch to Mills. Fouled back again. We'll jump over the fence.
Won't be surprised here to see if Charles responds with the fastball right up the middle, as he likes to throw in that breaking ball and then follow it up with a fastball.
The lead on second, 2-2 pitch. Crunch down the left field line. It will play foul once again.
A foul ball. Mills was expecting a little bit, got it in front of him and also kind of by the hands, and that's why I went foul off to the left.
Some long at-bats that Charles has gotten stuck with, as this is again down low, the count now full.
The Hornets are really good at fouling off balls, make sure that they have only strikeouts. I mean, Charles only has 2 strikeouts so far in this game, and he's easily up to 85-plus pitches.
3-2. Both men stealing, hit hard down the left field line. Again, it's foul. You hear the Hornets rallying in their dugout to our right, cheering on Cooper Mills, who's really fought through this one.
If he gets a hit in this at-bat, it's going to be really hyped for that dugout.
Again, both sides going. The play to first from third is made in time for the second out. So you'll have runners advancing from first to second and second to third, still remaining in scoring position. 2 outs as this brings up David Stechow.
That's why you have those runners leave early, Herms, as it was a ground out, but you can't turn 2 for the double play. Instead, you just have a guy at second and third instead of being out of the inning.
Stechow has struck out once today.
He's also been hit by a pitch, too, in the second inning. So something to look out for as we have a mound visit.
We'll take a pause here as head coach Craig Rainey will head out to center. We'll talk things through. Don't know if we're getting a pitching change or not. See someone way out in left field who appears to be warming up. Don't know if we're getting a change yet, but everybody getting a stern talking to.
Seems like a long talk, and he's going to go right back to the dugout. I don't think we'll get a pitching change just yet, but it might come after the inning, Herms.
Jacob Charles throwing 88 pitches up to this point at the top of the fourth. This one swung on all the way to right. Too far, though, as it's fouled off.
Kalamazoo getting a lot of bats on balls. As we've already talked about how well they are at hitting, but they're able to read the pitches extremely well. And Charles hasn't had much to throw against them so far that they haven't read.
Two-one pitch. Gets in there for strike number 2.
He likes to do a little bit of a 1-2 punch with throwing a changeup or some type of breaking ball and then following up with the fastball a little bit low.
That pitch outweighted by Stechow. Count is full once again. 3-2 with 2 outs.
Seems to be the theme here, Herms, of a full count.
This is sent out to right field. towards the wall, and a great leaping catch. How about that from Joe Cassell?
Are you kidding with me, Herms? There's a reason why this guy was called MIAA Player of the Week last week, but it was for his hitting, not his fielding capabilities. As that one, he was just able to reach it. My goodness, what a play by Cassell.
Great fielding from the Bulldogs. Closes out the side, and a leaping catch at the right field wall as Cassell gets the glove on it. And the Bulldogs hold on to their 4-2 lead heading into the bottom of the fourth. Alex Herman and Tyler Ackerman right here on Adrian College TV. Don't go anywhere. You're watching. Welcome back to the Nicolay Field. It's Jack Boyke who's up to bat here after that impressive catch from Joe Cassell. Bottom of the order for the center fielder. 0 for 1 is Boyke today. Sits on the first two pitches at 2-0. Davis throws this one in there for a called strike, now 2-1.
When you're at that 2-0 count, you're kind of just waiting to see what Davis will do if he makes it 3-0, but instead gets it in there for a look strike.
Oh, and a nice pitch from Davis. Caught Boyke swinging, and now we're evened up 2 apiece.
Seen the Bulldogs swing and miss on a couple of those. Reminds me of Cassell in the third, I think it was. Or he was swinging out of his shoes.
Down low for a full count.
This is what you need for the Bulldogs to get Davis a little bit tired. Saw in the last inning when you have extended plays and be able to score a lot of runs off of it.
This is crunched to second. Throw is made and is in time to first. Getting the first out. That was David Stetchow making the play over to Robert Newland. I think the positive here is that the Bulldogs consistently making contact from barrel to ball.
I mean, Davis only has 1 strikeout so far. So you're exactly right with that, Herms.
First pitch in for a called strike 1.
Let's see what Cassell can do after making that amazing grab.
Cassell 2-2 today. Lines it to second. Play cannot be made, and now he's 3-3 on the afternoon. Have a day, Joe Cassell.
Yeah, 2 infield hits to start off those first 2 at-bats, and that one just gets right under Stetchow. He got up as he thought he had the ball for a second, but from up here in the press box, we could see that it was fluttering right behind him.
Looked like he made some contact with the glove, but couldn't fully hold on to it. So this will now bring up Jacob Charles, who has sacrifice bunted twice today, now his 3rd at-bat. Hoping that they allow him to swing here so he can try and get on base. Has been busy on the mound all afternoon as this pitch is fouled back towards the wall.
I think the difference between his first 2 at-bats and his at-bat now, Herms, is that there's 1 out. So coach is letting him allowed to swing, and we'll actually see him have a good at-bat here.
Charles will wait out that one. Now 2-1 with Cassell on first.
I'm surprised with Cassell's speed that he has that he hasn't tried to steal at all this game.
That's in there for strike 2. Just barely hugging the outside of the plate.
Yeah, that was a really good thrown pitch by Davis. Just able to find that bottom right corner.
Here's the 2-2 from Davis. Hit to third. Play is made. Now to second. Is in time for the double play. And that finishes out the side. A 1-2-3 inning, including a double play for Kalamazoo College. As we will take to the top of the 5th inning. Bulldogs still up by 2 runs at 4-2. We'll see if we get any pitching changes, but nonetheless, don't go anywhere, folks. We'll be right back. You're watching Bulldog Baseball on ACTV. Saturday afternoon baseball here at the Nicolay Field in Adrian, Michigan. The Bulldogs and the Hornets of Kalamazoo College squaring off here today of the first of 2 games as this first pitch swung on, hit to center. The play will be made by Jack Boyke, who made the long trek out from deep center. Will get the first out.
It's interesting because Pozat usually is one of their best hitters for Kalamazoo, but he's walked, grounded out, and now has flown out. So if Kalamazoo wants to get back in this game, he needs to get his wheels start turning.
This brings up Reinhardt. Second pitch in for strike number 1.
He had that double in the first to get Kalamazoo to start going, but then he flown out as well. So hopefully for the Bulldogs, you can have something similar to a second at-bat instead of the first.
Reinhardt getting a piece of that one. It's popped up and out of play.
Quick 2-2 count.
Reinhardt batting .204 at this point in the season. Here's the 2-2, sent to third. Throw will be made, and it's a wild pitch. They can't get it down in time. Seemed like it would have been a sure called out, but a awkward throw from Ryan Davis all the way to Miranda was not on target.
Miranda tried to After he caught it, tried to dive to the bag with his glove to possibly make the play to save that error, but unfortunately, Reinhardt will get on base from the error.
And that really wasn't the fault of Miranda. Davis had plenty of time and took a little bit too much of it. And unfortunately, not on target with that throw. So that will bring up Tanner Hawkins with a man on first and one out.
Talked about it earlier. Davis had a play where he took a little bit of time and then was able to fire it, luckily in time, but this time a little bit off target, and that's exactly what can happen when you take a second to regain stuff.
Charles about to reach the 100 pitch threshold in this game. 2-1. Called in for a strike.
Now a little bit inside, but still able to find the strike zone. He's looking just to get maybe a ground out into a double play to retire the inning.
This is fouled back. Will remain 2-2 with one out. Man on first.
I think that one went off of Kedro. Either it went off of, it definitely went off of him as he just slammed his mask into his knee. So he's feeling a little bit of pain. I think it also went off the umpire as well. Kind of like a double doink with the two people behind the plate, as they both are having a nice little strut around home plate, trying to regain some time of strength to keep on going in this game.
We'll stay at 2-2. Charles will stay on. This is sent down the third baseline. Hit well, but foul.
Hawkins read the pitch well, but just swung a little bit early, and that's why that thing went foul left. A lot of right-hand batters, like we mentioned before, and a lot of pulled balls so far. As we got something going on.
Yeah, I think it was just time given to the batter there. Stepped out of the box for a moment. Trying to slow things down. 2-2 pitch. Sent way back to center. Catch is made. That will hold on Reinhardt at first. 2 outs. Now here in the top of the 5th.
Boyke able to track that one back pretty well. He was backpedaling the whole way, which you usually don't see from outfielders, but he was decided to track it the whole time, especially out in this sun. Being able to focus in on the ball.
Pick off to first. Doesn't get there in time.
Get that pick-off attempt. I was finishing up my thought on Boyke. Unconventional way, but still able to get the out. And there's 2 outs now in this inning.
I will stay down for ball number 1. You hear the distress from the crowd. Thought that should be a called strike. Home plate umpire thinking otherwise. Pitch from Charles will get that one over the plate. Now 1-1.
Bolton has grounded out in his 2 previous at-bats, hoping to switch things up. Trying to go 1 for 3 instead of 0 for 3.
Again, this one in the dirt.
Kedro playing extremely well, being able to block those balls because a wild pitch can come, and all of a sudden you got a runner in scoring position with 2 outs.
That's in there for strike number 2. We're back to even. Robert Newland looking to find a hit. Excuse me, that's Bolton in the box. Looked at the 23 and the 33.
Both similar number structures as well, Herm, so got yourself out that much.
Two-two pitch from Charles on Bolton. Runner steals, and he got him with strike three. Bolton didn't want to believe it, but he's going to have to as he makes his way back to the dugout. And that closes out the side. A big strikeout for Jacob Charles, as he'll help the Bulldogs hold on to their lead heading into the bottom half of the fifth. Jacob Davis will retake the mound, and we'll step aside just for a quick moment. Don't go anywhere. Alex Herman and Tyler Ackerman right here from the Nicolay Field. You're watching Bulldog Baseball on ACT.
Adrian College is a pinpoint like no other. With our 77 undergraduate degrees, 47 majors, and 21 broad fields of study, Adrian has a one-of-a-kind, hands-on learning experience for everyone. Do you want to visit the campus of Adrian College in person? Visit adrian.edu/campus-visit. Again, that's adrian.edu/campus-visit. Come take in the beautiful facilities at Adrian College for yourself. Adrian College is a pinpoint like no other. With our 77 undergraduate degrees, 47 majors, and 21 broad fields of study, Adrian has a one-of-a-kind, hands-on learning experience for everyone. Do you want to visit the campus of Adrian College in person? Visit adrian.edu/campus-visit. Again, that's adrian.edu/campus-visit. Come take in the beautiful facilities at Adrian College for yourself. Adrian College is a pinpoint like no other. With our 77 undergraduate degrees, 47 majors, and 21 broad fields of study, Adrian has a one-of-a-kind, hands-on learning experience for.
Welcome back here live on ACTV. It's Adrian College and Kalamazoo College. Battle for the top spot in the MIAA conference. This will bring up in the bottom of the fifth inning. It's Nick Bruder, the shortstop. 1 for 2 today. First pitch in from Davis, called for a strike.
Nick Bruder usually batting about .37, so batting .500 right now is looking pretty decent for himself.
Bruder gets on top of that one. Played a short, throw is made, and in time, split position was Robert Newland.
He was able just to stretch out enough time as Bruder, fast time getting over there, but Newland able to make the better play and get the first out of the inning.
Here's A.J. Miranda. We'll start things off. Pops it up. Foul tip, 0-1.
Kind of looked up to the sky there. Kind of mad at himself as he felt like he could have gotten a better hold of that ball.
Miranda today with 2 RBIs.
Yeah, that ground out RBI in the first, and then able to get the single RBI.
This next pitch will sit at 2-1 to Miranda.
It's interesting, Herms, thinking about batters that bat well, they kind of look for a pitch. They sit on pitches, and once they find it, they're swinging.
Up high for 3-1. And just like you said, Miranda taking his time, waiting for that pitch he's looking for.
I think that's why he was so mad at himself on that first pitch strike when he fouled it off. Felt like that was his pitch to start swinging, and unfortunately couldn't get a full hold of it.
Upstairs, he'll wait it out, and he'll take his base. Miranda to first. This brings up Ryan Davis. This brings up David Kedrow, the catcher. Also 1 for 2 today.
A nice single. I'm hoping to get something else going to advance the runner at first.
Picked off throw to first. Doesn't get there. Miranda is safe.
Adrian still not stealing a base yet. Or having an attempted towards one.
In last week's game, I don't remember if there were too many stolen bases from the Bulldogs that I can remember in the first game that I saw. In that 9-1 win over the University of Olivet. There was a bunt that plays foul.
I've talked about it before, but now it being 0-2, can't really have that opportunity to sack bunt anymore. So if you hit one foul, it's looking at 2 outs instead of 1.
Man on first, 0-2 with 1 out. The pitch to Kedro. Outside of the plate. Will find his first ball of the AB.
That pitch was just pitched so that Cadro could possibly swing at it. Fortunately, kept sound and still is in the at-bat.
1-2. Chop to the middle. It's glove down. And he's out at first. Oh, man, I thought he beat that one out. Not in time was David Kedro, and again, the outstretched glove from Robert Newland.
And I think even a better play was Mills there, as that one was kind of a chopper one. He had to run in quick and then all in one motion and pick it up and also take it out of his glove and throw it over. And he was somehow able to make the play in time. Now you have 2 outs, but you still have a runner in scoring position.
2 outs and a man on second. First pitch is in for a called strike. Ryan Davis. 1 for 2 today, the third baseman. Here's the pick to second. He's safe.
That was just barely Herms.
Yeah, Stechow thought he got him, was starting to head back to the dugout in celebration. I apologize, that was Cooper Mills who made the play there.
Davis had a single earlier that was an RBI, and he's looking to do the same thing with Miranda at second.
0-2 count with 2 outs here in the bottom of the 5th. Too high for the 1-2.
Miranda was thinking about stealing there. Luckily, he didn't, because that ball was a fastball and up high, too, so catcher would have been easily able to make the play to get him out at third.
This is sent through the gap. It gets down. Will round to go home, and an RBI single gets in there for a 5-2 lead. A.J. Miranda will make his way around the bases as Davis with the RBI.
Well, Davis was able to hit that ball right off the pitcher's mound. So because of that, it kind of slowed down how fast that ball was coming to the outfield. And because of that, there was no throw that was going to be able to get to home in time for that RBI.
I think even if it didn't touch the mound, that likely it still would have gotten down. Don't know if Miranda would have been able to round for home, but sure as day, a nice hit and a good swing from Ryan Davis as he'll hold on to first base, and it'll bring up Easton Rogers.
Bolton's arm has been tested once already when he thought that Cassell was going to be rounding third. And his throw was pretty decent, Herms. So possibly Miranda could have been out at home, but either way, he was in. And this game is now 5-2.
We talked about it a little bit throughout this game as this is swung and sent to right center. A good hit from Rogers as he'll get to first. Will hold on there, but Ryan Davis will advance all the way into scoring position, getting up 2 bases now, holding on to third. And I was just about to say, the mantra of this game is score runs when there's 2 outs. And again, that is what we're seeing here as we'll get a mound visit to Jacob Davis, who's played great today, but I feel like both of these pitchers getting unlucky in sticky situations and some good batting all around, and that's really what you expected from both of these sides. You look at some of the scores that they've been able to put up, and they're always able to score runs. The Bulldogs playing great baseball up to this point in the season, holding on to the #1 spot in the MIAA conference. Kalamazoo right behind them at #2.
I mean, it's crazy, Herms, that it's, of course, 2 outs when any team has scored so far, except for 1 run out of the 7 that has been scored. So it's just something to think about. Like, yeah, sometimes pitchers can get a little bit tired, but it's just the name of the game today.
I feel like it should almost be illegal to score a run if it's not 2 outs in this game. It's certainly going to be interesting to see what happens in the next game this afternoon if we see similar results. But pinch batting for the Bulldogs now, number 20, Braden Musat, the senior from Troy, Michigan.
Interesting to bring him in now. I mean, we have runners at the corners with 2 outs. The Bulldogs just looking to extend their lead.
Power hitter in Musat. He'll take that first pitch outside for ball number 1. I apologize. Looking at the wrong roster here. This is Wagner, who's able to get a single down and another RBI. So an RBI signal for Edward Wagner. Pinch hitting at that AB, doing exactly what he's asked to.
Wagner is 2nd in batting average. So bringing him in at this time, I mean, it's perfect. And not only is he 2nd in batting average, he's 1st in slugging percentage terms at .563. So he hammers the ball when he's able to, as a pinch runner is going to come in and replace of him.
That's going to be number 2, Gus Weeks. The junior from Farmington, Michigan, will hold on to first base as Boyke will come up. 2 outs, man on first and second. Bulldogs up with another RBI single. It's 6-2. The first pitch got him swinging. I've been impressed with the pitching from Davis. He's able to throw some balls every so often that will really catch the Bulldogs batters by surprise, and you even saw it there. Boyke's had a pretty solid day. But now we'll sit at 0-2.
2 unfortunate ground outs where he's hit the ball extremely well, but just can't get past the infield.
Oh-2 pitch. Swung on, and he got him. Davis gets out of it, but not before letting up 2 runs. Bulldogs jump up on the scoreboard again here in the bottom of the 5th inning. It's 6-2 as we head to the 6th. Alex Herman and Tyler Ackerman don't go anywhere. You're watching Bulldog Baseball on ACTV.
Bulldog fans, connect with Adrian College TV on social media to be updated when we're broadcasting live, to see highlights, plays of the week, and much more. Adrian College Television is on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. ACTV's handle is at Adrian College TV on every form of social media. Thank you for tuning in and subscribing to the home of the Bulldogs, Adrian College TV. Bulldog fans, connect with Adrian College TV on social media to be updated when we're broadcasting live, to see highlights, plays of the week, and much more. Adrian College Television is on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. ACTV's handle is at Adrian College TV on every form of social media. Thank you for tuning in and subscribing to the home of the Bulldogs, Adrian College TV. Bulldog fans, connect with Adrian College TV on social media to be updated when we're broadcasting live, to see highlights, plays of the week, and much more. Adrian College Television is on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. ACTV's handle is at Adrian College TV on every form of social media. Thank you for tuning in and subscribing to the home of the Bulldogs, Adrian College TV.
Yeah, you can go. Welcome back to the Nicolay Field. Some changes being made for the Bulldogs as we start off the top of the 6th inning. Jacob Charles has been on the mound all day, threw 112 pitches. And a good day for him, but he will be replaced by number 42, Luke St. Antoine. And a change as well at second base. Philip Villardo will come out in replacement for Gus Weeks. So 2 changes here for the Bulldogs as they're deep in this one, looking to finish things out.
And Antoine has got 11 Ks on the season so far with only 4 batters walked.
This first pitch swung on, sent all the way out, and it's caught at the warning track. Getting close there. Boyke will make the catch on Newland, but he absolutely hammered that one. You could feel the sweat dripping off of the forehead there of St. Antoine. Would not have been a great way to start his trip on the mound here.
Especially with the first pitch being almost a bomb. Luckily, Boyke was able to track that one back and has made a couple of great plays in the outfield so far.
This is hit to short. The throw made and in time to first. 2 outs, 2 pitches, 2 swings, and a good start for the Bulldogs.
Complete difference between pitches being thrown between Antoine and Charles. As Charles threw a ton of pitches, and so far only 2 has been thrown.
The designated hitter, Alex Fenkel, now up to bat.
Got on base with a walk and also got on base with a fielder's choice so far.
1-0 pitch from St. Antoine. Crunched to short right, and the throw is made. 1-2-3. And the swagger from St. Antoine as he gets out of it. 4 pitches thrown in that inning. 2 of them quick outs, a ball, and a ground out to first. We'll close things out. From the Nicolay Field, don't go anywhere. Alex Herman and Tyler Ackerman will be right back with the bottom of the 6th inning. You're watching Bulldog Baseball. Welcome back. Bottom of the 6th inning. Kalamazoo will follow suit just like the Bulldogs did and make some pitching changes. Reese Amodio will step to the mound. Gets his first pitch down low, and man, we talked about pitching all day long. Jacob Davis threw 90 pitches for the Hornets, and on the other side, Jacob Charles with 112 as this is flied out all the way to right field, will hit off the wall, will get down for a double. Second pitch swinging was Joe Cassell.
He is 4 for 4, Herms, on the day. Had 2 infield hits to start, and then a single, and then now a double for himself. I mean, have a day, Joe. He has had himself a wonderful day. He's also had a great play in the outfield as well, jumping over the fence to grab a foul ball that would have been foul, but instead it was an out to end an inning.
Bulldogs coming into their element here. Had a hard start to the first game. We're going back and forth, trading runs with the Hornets. A big 3rd inning, and also a big 5th as well. Scored 3 in the 3rd and 2 in the 5th. They're up 6-2 over Kalamazoo. This is hit towards the mound. Down towards second. Throw is made in time as Charles cannot make the run in time. It'll bring up Nick Bruder, the shortstop, 1 and 3 today.
I think one of the most important things of that bat was moving Cassell over to 3rd. So even just a blooper single can get him through and make this game, instead of 6, be 7 for the Bulldogs.
1 out, and the pitch is sent down to right, and an RBI single for Bruder. It's 7-2 Dogs. Adrian has been taking advantage of hitting singles really into shallow parts of the outfield through the gaps of the infield.
You kind of feel bad for Odio as a freshman. He just coming in, and it's been kind of rough for him to start.
Here's this pitch. Sent in on Miranda as well outside. And Tyler, we were talking about it a little bit at the break. Amodio with a very interesting windup as he's able to sling the baseball towards home plate. And we'll see how it fares for him in this one.
So far, not so well as this pitch comes in. And it's low and outside. But he kind of has kind of a sidearm, kind of not. And then also he moves a little bit to the left off of the mound after his pitch. So interesting mechanics. But nonetheless, the Bulldogs are on fire so far in this inning.
A little hybrid throwing style, as you said, Tyler. A little bit of sidearm and a little bit of regular. But this AB, 3-0, 3 straight balls for Amodio. Man on first and 1 out. Amodio will step off.
Probably trying to regain himself, averaging an ERA of 3. But just trying to weather the storm here.
This is sent towards the outside. A called ball 4 will get Miranda to first. Now runners on first and second as David Kedrow will step up to the plate.
It's the second walk in a row for Miranda. Bases first and second now with only 1 out. Odio would love to get some type of a double play.
First pitch is in for a called strike. Amodio taking his time as this is slung to right field towards the fence and out of play as it's fouled off. Good swing there from Kedrow. Couldn't get the distance.
A lot of fans love being on that right side of this beautiful ballpark here in Adrian. As that ball was coming in, everybody kind of just scattered out of the way, Herms, to make sure that they didn't get nailed with that. Omodio likes to take his time with these pitches so far. We have seen a lot of fast action from pitchers. He likes to take the slower approach.
It might not be a bad play, too, to control the pace a little bit more, taking advantage of the pitch timer that we have way out in deep left center.
And he likes to use all that time, Herms. But it's not what we've seen so far, especially with all of the pitches have been thrown from both sides. But the slow pace kind of helps out both sides here as everyone's able just to take a breath.
Again, this pitch being fouled off to our right. Hits off the protective netting.
Kedro has been at 0-2 for a while, but he's just been able to foul off every single ball so far.
Kedro does have a hit today. And this will go inside. Gets hit by that one, and bases are juiced with one out.
If I'm Kalamazoo, I would visit the mound right now. You know, Omodio in the right headspace, come into this at bat, come into this inning, already let up a run, and now you have bases loaded with only one out. You got to get out of this jam somehow, Herms.
You absolutely do, and Ryan Davis, 2 for 3 today. 2 hits and 2 RBIs. We'll take pitch number 1 outside for a called ball.
He's a dangerous man to have on the plate with bases loaded. Can easily get 2 more RBIs here.
Second one in there. Catches the plate for a 1-1. All ones up on the board. 1 ball, 1 strike, and 1 out. Men on first, second, and third, bases loaded.
Going back to that previous at-bat, you had Kedro at 0-2, trying to just be able to get that second out. Instead, you hit him, and now you just have bases loaded. It's just not going right for Kalamazoo right now.
This is hit all the way to left. Does it have the distance to get out? No, it's caught. A sacrifice fly will advance the runners, but an RBI as Davis sent it out to left. I got a little bit excited there that we were going to see a grand slam, but another run scored, which is always a good thing. So man on first and third. Bulldogs will stay in scoring position with 2 outs, as this will bring up the long flow of Easton Rogers.
That ball was hit extremely well. It wasn't high enough, Herms. With a home run, you need to have that apex be a little bit higher. That was more kind of just a line drive type of hit, and we were very close to having a grand slam, which would have been amazing with this amazing game so far that we've had from both sides.
First pitch is in, ball number 1. Easton Rogers also with a great day, 2-2, also with an RBI.
He's had a walk in the first of his at-bat.
This is fouled off towards the track.
Nice walk, his first at-bat, and then being able to go 2 for 2 from there. Had a great day along with Cassell.
The 1-1 pitch. Runner stealing, no throw. And reaching second is Kedro.
Finally, Herms, we've seen a stolen base from the Bulldogs side, and now you have 2 outs. But you got a runner at second and third here. One swing of the at-bat can drive in 2 more.
1-2 with a man on second. 2 outs. Omodio, the pitch is in. Rope to deep right field. There to make the catch is Lockhart, and that will get the side done and finished.
Omodio really needed that, as we didn't have many pitches to go off of, but 2-run score, and just being able to close out that mess of an inning is clutch for him.
We head to the top of the 7th inning. The Bulldogs leading by 6 at 8-2. Alex Herman and Tyler Ackerman will be right back with more Bulldog baseball right here on Welcome back to Nicolay Field. Top of the 7th inning between the Hornets and the Bulldogs, as Adrian College leading things 8-2 in the scoring column. Luke St. Antoine, his 2nd inning, pitching on the mound for the Bulldogs, gets this first pitch in for a nice called strike. 0-1 to lead things off.
Kalamazoo is at the top of their order, so if they want to climb themselves back into this ball game, they need something going from the top of the order, and so far it's not been the case as this count is 0-2.
Cooper Mills, 1 for 3 today, the shortstop. St. Antoine, the 0-2 pitch. Outside, it'll be 1-2.
His only hit of the afternoon was a RBI single, but he's also flown out and grounded out previously.
He got him with the outside pitch. The K for St. Antoine gets his first K of the day, or his 2nd of the day, I should say.
It's a great pitch just in the outside corner, and the ump was excited about calling that strikeout call and jumped immediately up and did his best impression. Now he's trying to figure something out. St. Antoine playing great so far, though. 4 batters up, 4 batters out.
St. Antoine working the outside, trying to catch a piece of the plate again. He'll go there once more. This time he'll get it, as Stetchow looked at both pitches thus far. 1-1 with 1 out. Hit well, but foul, as it bounced off the top of the barrel.
Reminds me of Charles when he was trying to have that breaking ball catch the outside corner. St. Antoine just likes to throw the fastball there, right there.
This is sent as St. Antoine gloves it down. A great play from the pitcher, as he'll make the easy throw to first base. How about that? Luke St. Antoine nails on the pitching mound.
That's quite impressive, Herms. You're just throwing a pitch, and then it's coming straight back at you, and you're able to not only catch it, but also it was a pretty low ball, too. After you throw, you usually stand up a little bit, and he was able to just bend the knees just in time to grab it and throw it over to first for the 2nd out of the inning.
You know, there's some similarity that you see between the goaltending position in hockey and pitching, but as a goalie myself, I don't know if I'd be able to make a play like that where you come straight out of your throwing motion. Now you got to be ready. At least with goaltending, you have more time to be in your set stance. That you really got to react quick, and that he did. So St. Antoine will look to get out of it as he gets his first pitch over the plate for strike number 1. 2 outs.
Yeah, it's really all about reaction time, Herms, and being able to process what's going on in the mind, as that was an absolute nasty pitch.
Wow. Great movement from St. Antoine. Takes the count to 0-2.
I mean, that thing started at his head.
0-2 pitch. Swung to second. Oh, and it popped up off the glove of Gus Weeks, but they got there in time. How about that? The recovery and a 1-2-3 inning for the Bulldogs. And the Nicolay faithful love it. You see it here. It's popped off the glove, but he popped it to himself, turned it over, put that one on the ESPN Top 10 tomorrow morning.
That was actually unbelievable, Herms.
What a play from Gus Weeks.
Wow.
We'll head to the bottom of the 7th. Luke St. Antoine making quick work of the Hornets. Don't go anywhere, or you're watching Bulldog Baseball on ACTV.
Adrian College is a pinpoint like no other. With our 77 undergraduate degrees, 47 majors, and 21 broad fields of study, Adrian has a one-of-a-kind, hands-on learning experience for everyone. Do you want to visit the campus of Adrian College in person? Visit adrian.edu/campus-visit. Again, that's adrian.edu/campus-visit. Come take in the beautiful facilities at Adrian College for yourself. Adrian College is a pinpoint like no other. With our 77 undergraduate degrees, 47 majors, and 21 broad fields of study, Adrian has a one-of-a-kind, hands-on learning experience for everyone. Do you want to visit the campus of Adrian College in person? Visit adrian.edu/campus-visit. Again, that's adrian.edu/campus-visit. Come take in the beautiful facilities at Adrian College for yourself.
Yeah, go ahead. Welcome back to the Nicolay Field. We'll get a pitching change again for the visiting Hornets. It's Jaden Williams who will step to the mound in replacement of his teammate.
Also, another thing to look at is that Mills was replaced at shortstop as well for pricing. So the leadoff hitter for Kalamazoo gets replaced as pricing now takes shortstop.
And you have to feel for Reese Amadio, who came into the game for that 6th inning. He let in 2 runs, only threw 19 pitches. So a frustrating start there for the freshman.
His usual ERA was 3 coming into this, and today it was 18. Well, it's something to think about as we get a 2-2 count.
Jaden Williams, 2 balls and 2 strikes as he's on the mound. Gus Weeks will chop that one down the line. It's foul. We'll hold on to 2-2 with no outs for Gus Weeks. Weeks makes good contact out to short, speeding his way over, but he's out.
That was a great pickup by Newland. That ball was thrown a little bit low and into the turf, and he was just able to pick that one up and get the out. It was, again, another close play. We've seen a couple of times the Bulldogs runners be able to speed themselves over to first, but Kalamazoo just able to get the out.
Boyke now in the box.
He's had a great day in the defensive side, but not so great in the batter's box as he's grounded out 3 times.
This time he gets down for a base hit, and there you go. Turns it around. Boyke will advance to first.
That's got to feel good for himself, too. You're making great plays in the outfield, and you're just not able to get anything going in the batter's box, but a single right up the middle turns into something good, and now you have the guy has been hitting 4 for 4 so far up to the plate.
Joe Cassell, as you mentioned, Tyler, 4 for 4 today. Boyke with that hit is now helps the Bulldogs full lineup get to hits except for Gus Weeks, who's only had 1 AB, and Charles, who's 0 for 2 today. So almost everybody up and down the scorecard finding their way bat to ball. And again, Cassell continues the heater as he'll get all the way to third. Man, oh man, Cassell. He absolutely is just slinging the ball. Every time he stepped up, it's been a sure hit as he blooped that one out to center. Got down for the base hit, will advance the runner all the way to third now in scoring position.
I mean, Cassell's just been continuing his rampage he was on last week as he's 5 for 5 today. That's an unbelievable stat. Cassell is showing off why he's one of the best players in the MIAA.
Jacob Charles looking for his first hit of the day is 0-2. The only other person without a hit is Gus Weeks, but he's only had 1 AB.
Charles had 2 sack bunts to begin his at-bat streak, and then 2 unfortunate ground outs for himself, but a hit, any type of hit would be clutch as they'll bring in the runner from third.
Jacob Charles with a 1-0 count and 1 out. Pitch from Williams in there as it's roped down the line, and it's foul. Turned on that one. Thought maybe it was going to stay fair, but a little bit too much of the curvature on the trajectory of the ball, so now it's 1-1.
He got his pitch for that breaking ball, just didn't expect it to be a little bit slower as he got around on it a little bit too quickly.
That was a good one to swing on if you're going to swing at all. Charles trying to find a base hit as he popped it up to right towards the fence and just barely staying foul. He'll continue his at-bat now 1-2.
So Fan gets the ball. Goes it to another one. Maybe get that one to a kid. Here as most of the players have their parents and their siblings to watch them play this beautiful game.
Here's the 1-2 pitch. Again, popped up to that right field line over towards the fence, and in the same exact spot. Charles will remain at the plate.
He's had 3 breaking balls in a row now. The first one he pulled, and the last 2 he's been a little bit behind on. I'd expect maybe a fastball coming in hot here. Just trying to switch up from 3 breaking balls in a row.
Let's see if Charles can turn on this one. 1-2 pitch. Sent down short into the outfield, and just like that, Bulldogs are 1 batter away from getting everybody in the lineup a hit.
It's exactly what it was. It was a fastball a little bit low, and Charles was able to read it well and just get past the shortstop. And he's got himself a hit on the day.
We'll have runners on first and second with 1 out.
Ritter had a double in the first.
Steele going to third, no throw, a dive. And now we'll split the batters up. First base and third base.
Runners on the corner. Cassell showing off that speed once again. Unnecessary slide, but a good slide too.
1-0 the count with 1 out. Bulldogs really making life difficult for these pitchers for Kalamazoo as this ball is hit off of the foot. We'll see what happens here. You hear somebody in the crowd saying that it was a dead ball, and man, that is an unfortunate break.
Unfortunately, Cassell has to go back to third as Charles gets hit in the foot there, and Bruder would have had an easy RBI if that didn't just barely click Charles.
Don't see that happen a lot. And we know that that was not intentional to hit his own player, but this will bring up A.J. Miranda as he pops it out to deep right with 2 outs. Catch is made, and that will turn over the side. 1 run scoring in the bottom of the 7th. 9-2 the score. 17 hits today for the Bulldogs. 3 for Kalamazoo.
That
as
is
they've been
crazy number.
They've been all over this game. So we'll head to the break just for a moment. More baseball action coming up right here at the Nicolay Field. Bulldogs on top, 9-2. Don't go anywhere. You're watching Bulldog Baseball on AC. Back at the Nicolay Field. Leading off here for the Hornets is third baseman Ryer Reinhardt. Takes pitch number 1 for a called strike. Luke St. Antoine, through his 2 innings so far, has been absolutely lights out. He's thrown some great pitches, made a nice play at the mound. And we saw that impressive throw to end out the last inning from Gus Weeks over at second base.
St. Antoine just able to pick his corners, really. We've seen it with the fastball in the last 2 innings, and that breaking ball, just able to pick that right corner.
1-2 pitch, hit to short. Strong throw made to first. And they'll get the called out. Reinhardt again. A ground ball easily fielded down.
Great play by Bruder there. I mean, when you're in this game and it's 9-2, those routine plays are a must.
Tanner Hawkins looks at that one outside. But it's strike number 1. Loves that outside corner.
Yeah, that fastball is not only fast, but it's also accurate. Especially with the right-handed batter lineup that we've seen from the Hornets. Being able to have that outside pitch is just extremely important.
This ball again hit to short, fielded down. The throw is in time for out number 2. 2 ground balls hit to the shortstop.
That one not as easy for Bruder, but still able to pick it up on the backhand on a 1-hop bounce, and the throw was accurate, and 2 are gone.
St. Antoine again. All 3 first pitches of these at-bats in the top of the 8th have been called strikes.
And every single one of them have been looking too.
This pitch, nice fielded play at third. There's the throw and a 1-2-3 in again. Ryan Davis gets his revenge and will get that toss off to first base.
San Antonio is just playing great. The baseball he's been able to play, it's been mostly 1-2-3. As his replay comes in for, you can see on that third out. But he's been keeping the pitch count low, and also, as I mentioned earlier, he's just accurate with the throws, causing a lot of problems for this high-powered Kalamazoo offense. They're used to scoring a lot of runs, but have only had 3 hits so far in this game. It's just been a little bit of a weird afternoon for the Hornets.
With that, we'll step aside for a second again. Don't go anywhere. You're watching Bulldog Baseball on ACTV. Welcome back to Nicolay Field. Once again, the Hornets making a change up at the pitching mound. Coming from the bullpen is number 4 in Eric Shepard, the freshman from Canton, Michigan. Will make his appearance here and try and clean things up here for Kalamazoo. First pitch way early down in the dirt there. And Liam Regan also for the Hornets will make a change at the catching position. We'll take a look at the score just across center field. The Lady Bulldogs playing their senior day against Alma College, currently up 1-0 in the bottom of the first inning.
We're extremely close of being number 1 ranked Shrine earlier in this week on a beautiful Tuesday. As we get strike 2. Unfortunately, it was a wild pitch on an intentional walk for a walk-off in the bottom of the 7th for Trine.
0-2 count. Chopped foul. David Kedro 1 for 3 today.
Also another change in the infield is third baseman Daniel Bakari takes over for Reinhardt. As Reinhardt had a little bit of a struggle of a day, and he gets replaced.
Kedro waiting for the next one. 1-2. Pops it up. Fouled off the top part of the barrel.
On the scoreboard says only 1-2. The umpire is saying 2-2. So I think kind of forgot about that first ball being so low into the dirt.
Good hit from Kedro as it gets to the outfield. Down for a base hit. Good swing from David Kedro. Bulldogs making life really difficult for the Hornets here today, and You know, I think it goes to show how deep this roster is, and they're doing a fantastic job at making contact with the baseball.
I mean, you're facing a high-powered offense in Kalamazoo. Both are at the top of the leaderboard for the MIAA conference, and you are beating them 9-2 with 18 hits. Like, you want to talk about a statement game, Herms? This is exactly what this is for the Bulldogs.
Kedro getting to second on the stolen base. No more hesitation to steal from the Bulldogs. We didn't see it really in the first half of the game, but now they're looking to go just about every time, and why not with all the pitching changes?
I think that's exactly what it is. As with pitching changes.
This is lined out to left. It gets down. Oh, and just barely foul. Oh, man, that one was sure as close.
And it's crazy because there's only about maybe a foot, maybe 2 feet of area for that foul ball to hit grounded before it hits the fence, especially on that warning track. So when that ball touched ground, everybody thought in here in the booth that that thing was going to be fair and it was going to be an RBI.
2-1 the count. Davis at the plate. Will take this one off of his left arm. Soaks it right up and will make his way to first. No outs, men on first and second. This brings up Easton Rogers.
You've started to see the struggle now for Kalamazoo as this game was close until Davis was taken out, and every single pitcher that's come in for the Hornets has seemed to have an issue with the Bulldogs.
Easton Rogers will take the first pitch down low in the dirt.
And also another reason why we've seen some stolen bases is that when these breaking balls come in, they're down low, and it's hard for a catcher to be able to catch the ball and also be able to get up and throw the ball to second.
Second pitch inside. Rogers, one of those calculated hitters we've talked about all day. Taking his time, waiting for the right moment to swing. Didn't like either of those first 2 pitches. We'll go to 2-0. And now 3-0. He's just reading the ball from the second that it leaves the hand of Eric Shepard straight up at the mound.
Yeah, Shepard's had some not the greatest of misses on his throws so far. He hasn't been able to really find the strike zone at all.
3-0. And down low, 4-0. No outs. Bases are juiced. And this is a big opportunity for Gus Weeks, the only Bulldog today without a hit. Has had 1 AB since he came into the game. And a big opportunity.
You got the bases juiced right now. And sometimes this is what college players dream of. You're not starting the games, but you're going to come in, you have the bases loaded.
Here's the first pitch to Weeks. And checked up on the swing. Umpire will say that he went. Need to at least make contact with the ball here to get an RBI.
What you don't want is a pop-up, as that one's under the feet of the catcher. So that you would love to have a fly out, like a sac fly or a sac ground out, but the worst thing to have is infield fly rule for a pop-up and not advance any of the runners. And then have the possibility of a double play come in.
Shepard having difficulty finding the plate here as this count is 1-1. Good movement on that pitch, but again will be inside, doesn't cross over the plate.
He seemed to maybe have tripped over his own feet there. As he was releasing that ball, he kind of stumbled a little bit.
Here's the 2-1 pitch to Weeks. Weeks will foul it off. Made contact, but it popped over our heads up here in the booth. Weeks fighting in this one. What an impressive day it would be for the Bulldogs if they can get everybody a hit. Oh, this is towards the head of Weeks. He's not going to get a hit, but he's going to walk it to first, and another run will score. It's double digits for the Bulldogs. Bases will stay loaded. No outs in the bottom of the 8th.
This is a big problem for Kalamazoo. I mean, to start off this weekend as well, having 18 hits and the bases loaded so far here in the 9th. What you don't want to see if you're a Hornet fan, as the catcher, Regan, comes up to Shepard to give him a little bit of a pep talk. As Shepard would love just to get a strikeout here, if possible. So far, Jack Boyke's day has been 3 ground outs to start and then got a single. And he would love to get a single here and possibly get 2 RBIs off of it.
0-0 to start things off for Boyke. Base is loaded. Takes pitch number 1 straight down the pipe for strike 1.
Shepard's first lefty he's seen for today.
Second pitch from Shepard. Fouled off towards the left. Out of play.
This is exactly what Shepard wants. 0-2 count. He can start throwing a little bit outside the plate, trying to get Boyke to swing at something.
0-2 pitch. Got him!
Exactly what Shepard needed. Now the double play is in possibility, but this guy doesn't really usually ground out to a double play here, especially today.
Joe Cassell, 5 for 5, bases loaded and 1 out. First pitch, down low, and we've seen that quite a lot where Shepard is just not able to reach the plate. Ball bouncing off of the dirt, just about 2.5 feet in front of the plate.
He's giving Reagan a little bit of a difficult time trying to block all those balls. I've seen the dirt.
1-0 the count to Cassell. Again down low. Cassell will fend everybody off to hold on to their positions.
So I would love to continue the hot streak he's on right now. Finally get some RBIs as well, as he's got 5 hits, but not a single one.
Again, this is outside for ball number 3.
Count now.
3-0 count to Cassell. In there for strike 1. We'll go to 3-1.
When you have a 3-0 count, usually you're just letting one go right past you, looking, because you don't want to swing on something that could possibly be a ball.
Swinging was Cassell. Shepard battles his way back to a full count.
That's big for Shepard. The possibility of walking in 4 pitches, but now it's 3-2 full count.
That's outside for ball number 4. So no hit there, but again a walk to score a run.
been a great day for the Bulldogs. I mean, you get your leadoff hitter to have 6 at-bats as we might have a pitching change here. That's exactly what we're going to have.
Yep, another pitching change for Kalamazoo. And in real shocking fashion, that's been their main struggle of the entire day.
Also, another thing to think about is that you're going this deep into your bullpen on the first game of a doubleheader.
Yeah, you still have a game today, and you have a game tomorrow, right back here from the Nicolay Field.
So this is getting a lot worse for Kalamazoo than just the thought of it.
So now we get the official change. Eric Shepard will come out. And it's Joe Wade who will step to the mound for Kalamazoo.
Coming in at 5'11", 195 pounds, a senior from Ann Arbor, Michigan. As he's starting to warm up.
We'll step aside just for a second. We'll be right back with more Bulldog baseball. Welcome back to Nicolay Field. Pitching change again for Kalamazoo. Bases are still loaded. 1 out. First one is off the plate for ball number 1. 18 hits today for the Bulldogs. 11 runs scoring. Only 2 for the visiting Hornets. And still 1 game to play following the conclusion of this one. We'll be interested to see if the time of that gets pushed back at all, as swinging hard on that pitch was Charles, getting nothing on it.
Now, correct me if I'm wrong, Herms, but the Bulldogs score 1 more run. I think it's mercy ruled, right?
Could be. This is upstairs for ball 2, sitting at 2-1.
Joe Wade just trying to find his feet right now. Interesting start of windup for himself.
This is hit out towards the outfield, making the catch there. But a sacrifice play scores the run. And that will close the game out on the mercy rule. 12-2 your final, as the Bulldogs take game 1 of 2 today and 1 of 3 for the weekend.
When you want to talk about a statement game, Herms, and a dominant performance from the Bulldogs, that's exactly what you have here. As a high-ranked Kalamazoo College comes in and only has 3 hits and 2 runs when they're used to scoring at least 10 per game.
All right, well, still more Bulldog baseball to come this afternoon right here from the Nicolay Field. Don't go anywhere, folks. We'll be back in just some time for game number 2 of the weekend between Kalamazoo College and Adrian College. Alex Herman and Tyler Ackerman right here. You've been watching Bulldog Baseball on ACTV.
continue to take pride and learn from Asa Mahan's leadership today. $161